work on it together when we get home? I'd love to, babe, but I've got a committee meeting, so I'll do it with you later. Okay, babe, I'll see you tonight. Oh man, I forgot my calculator.
So you take the X and shift it to the other side.
Oh, that makes sense. James? Becky? No! So before I begin, I should probably say, disclaimer, cheating is bad and you should not do it. And so with that out of the way, I can get on with some sneaky little tips that other people did. Wink wink, because would I cheat? Oh fuck. Yes, okay, so, I'm not sure if this was just the case for my school, but when we were sitting exams, the teacher would come around and usher us and ask us all to put our phones in our bags. They were kind of strict about it, and they even would check the lining of our pockets to see if they had any kind of phones inside, right? It was kind of strict, and it didn't even make sense back then, because keep in mind, this was back when it was grade 9 or 10, so let's be honest, the exams didn't really count for much, and so what I used to do was that I used to slip my phone in my shoe. I'd then answer as many questions as I could and keep track of those that I couldn't answer or were unsure of. When I was all ready and had those questions in mind, I would ask to use the restroom. And once I was in, I opened my notes, used Google, and just spent ages searching up the answers. I would then stroll back into my seat, all casual, and just destroy my exam. Just destroy it, okay? And needless to say, I got 100% like the freaking genius that I am. Or so they thought. Because the other kids, seeing that I was a brown kid with braces and glasses, immediately labeled me as the nerd. But what they didn't realize was the hidden potential of my glasses. Because the best thing about having glasses, guys, is that nobody would suspect cheating with glasses cleaners. Okay, you know what I'm talking about? Those little cloth things that people use to wipe glasses with? No one would think to check that for any kind of writing. So what I used to do, especially with maths because I had trouble remembering the mathematical formulas, was I used to write down the formulas I couldn't memorize at the time. Like, does anyone remember the quadratic formula? When they first taught it to us, it sounded like we were casting a demonic spell to summon Satan's calculator, right? It was like plus minus the 2a square root of over c or something. I don't know. I forget, right? No one uses the quadratic formula later in life. So I hated memorizing the formulas back then, and I just wrote them all down the cleaner and look, brought them with me on the exam. And I took my cloth and pretended to clean my glasses. What I actually did though, was transfer over the formulas on spare pieces of paper or on the exam paper itself. I did that because I didn't want to take out my glasses cleaners repeatedly, and you know, it was a bit too risky if the teachers or something saw me, so I used to write down the actual exam itself. So when the teachers walked around and they saw my piece of paper with the quadratic formula written down, they were probably like, oh damn, this kid is smart. He has all the formulas written down. What an impressive memory. Yes, I was that slick. And if that didn't convince you, I even had a spare glasses cleaner in the same pocket, so that if someone saw me pull out the one with writing, I could hand